Of Windows 11 on this brand new out of the box Dell 15. Alright, let's see here. XPS 15. There we go. Okay, so out of the box, Windows is all ready to go, but as you know, my biggest peeve is all the retail free crap that comes with any retail computer. So we're going to fix that. And of course, I thought I was ready, and of course, the later and greater hardware has no USB-A. So, I'm going to grab my USB-A and Ethernet. You can't see that, it's too dark. But I got Ethernet right there. Yes, USB-C to USB-A so I can reload Windows. This is generally how I handle all machines that are brand new that come in here. Part of the service I offer is reinstalling Windows, so it eliminates the retail crap that slows you down. Show up, YouTube, South Bay Tech Gurus. Give me a call, 855-434-8787. Alright, so I'm going to force this off again. Alright, so shut down. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. I love how Dell has chosen to integrate the power button into the later keyboards. Kind of annoying. But here we go. So, F12, it's always been the case that to get to the BIOS for Dell for the last 30 years or so, F12 is going to get us to our boot menu. Alright. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go to BIOS setup. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to go to storage, and then I'm going to go to AHCI NVMe. Right now it's on RAID. That adds a slight amount of overhead and very, very minimal amounts of performance. It actually adds more more overhead than it does performance. So it also requires a special driver. Out of the box, if you want it to just work, just go to the AHCI. Yes, okay. Well, here's our warning about Windows needing to be reinstalled if we go that route. So, here we are. AHCI NVMe support for the default driver, so we don't have to add additional drivers that I don't currently have on this installer. It's relatively easy to add the driver. You just have to know where to go get it. You put it in an arbitrary folder, and when you don't see any partitions, when you go to load the loader for Windows install, yeah, you're just going to have to hit the browse button to go find the driver. I don't like to do that to the customer. It's just easier to do more vanilla. I'm more of a vanilla sort of IT guy. I don't like extra overhead if we can avoid it. Exit. Okay, so now F12 again. We needed to restart for that to take place. And now this time we're going to boot off of our memory stick. If you've never been here before, I'm a local IT guy from Southern California, and I just show you the work. If it makes sense to film it, I do it. So there's our UEFI SanDisk Cruiser Blade with Windows 11 on it. Alright, if you want to keep me company, show up in the YouTube chat, say hi there. Give me a phone call at 855-434-8787. My secret's revealed. You can see my microphone in the reflection. Alright. So this hesitation is totally normal. We got plenty of battery, so I'm not plugged in. But normally you'd want to make sure you're plugged in so that you don't screw up your installation with a dying battery. So hurry up and wait. I hit F12 to activate the USB stick that's plugged into the USB-C adapter. Here's our Windows installation coming. I'm going to totally erase this machine, and it will be nothing but Windows. Next, install. Here we go. If you've never been here before and you don't know what I'm up to right now, I'm just installing Windows on a brand new XPS 15 for a brand new setup, and then I'm going to take his old desktop HP and I'm going to turn his internal drive in the HP into a USB drive and slide all his data onto the new machine. Alright, Pretend you're a rockstar lawyer and read that EULA. We're going to do custom install. And then look at all these stupid partitions. Alright, so yes, let's just make a more clean install by deleting partitions we know we don't need. Alright. When all else fails, if you want reliability, be a minimalist. Delete all this complicated extra utilities that Dell thinks they're doing everyone a favor for. That's all that retail crap. Good. So now we got a 500 gig drive that's now empty and partitionless. You can't quite see that. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can fix this exposure. Oh, not right. I'm trying to fix the exposure here. Anyway, take my word for it. You don't see any partitions. I'm about to create a new partition. Hit next. There we go. Alright, this should take 5 or 10 minutes. Show up in the YouTube chat, say hi. Ask me questions. Ask me how my day is going. Ask me what details I'm not speaking of. But basically, we're just prepping a brand new machine. Once this is done, we'll do some updates. Oh, that's the other thing. When I do the updates, I do the updates before I plug in the other drive, because some of the updates will unhook the USB driver. So I guess the USB driver sometimes gets updates. I've learned that lesson the hard way. Make sure you do all your updates before you do a terabyte worth of data transfer from one drive to another. Alright, yeah, these XPS 15s are relatively reliable. They're a lot more reliable than the 13. I've had all sorts of 13 issues. I guess because they're so much smaller, they don't dissipate the heat as well. Size matters. So there we go. What is going on, everybody? %32 done. You can't quite see that. I got too much. Let me see if I can fix my backlight here. Let's see if that does it. Oh, that might help a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, that helps you a little bit. All right, I had too much backlight. Now you can kind of read what's going on. Live and unedited. This is me installing Windows. You can go to windows.com or microsoft.com and download yourself the media creation tool and create yourself a copy of Windows on an 8 gig memory stick. Plug it into the USB, and on these Dells, the default bootloader is F12. That allows you to get into the BIOS and choose your boot. Once that's done, oh, this is Windows Home. This is Windows 11 Home. So I'll show you how I temporarily give it an internet connection so that we don't have to use a Microsoft account. If the customer wants to do that, they can do that. But I'm not going to ask the customer how to log into their Microsoft account to do that for them. It's silly. 70%. Yeah, on a modern computer, you can install Windows in about 10 minutes. Alrighty. 73%. 74. It's going to jump to 90 real quick. 75, 76, 77. Live, unedited, real-time Windows installation on an XPS 15. Brand new model. I guess we can call that a model 2022 model year, if you want to assign a model year to it. Yes. It's an i7. 87%. 88. Alrighty. I still haven't purchased myself a second camera. I will be getting new cameras so I can film both, well, basically the whole studio at the same time. Both the actual content I'm working on and me, or anyone else I'm sitting next to if they want to be on camera. 94% done. Alrighty, 95%, 96%. It's going to restart, create the account, and then for Windows 11 Home, it's going to expect us to log online and try to force us onto a cloud account, the Microsoft Cloud account, which I think is baloney. So we'll just go through the motions of doing that. 97, 98, 100. Now it's going to restart the machine. Alrighty. It's going to restart in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Alright, so now it's almost done rebooting. Installing Windows 11 on a 2022 XPS 15. Almost there. Yeah, that's how the latest hardware can install Windows in just a few minutes. Oh man, the old days of Windows 7 off of a CD takes 45 minutes. Yes, if you've never been here before, I encourage you to show up in the YouTube chat and say hi. Give me a phone call if you feel like it. 855-434-8787. Getting ready. Hi, this is Chris.
Chris Sobrino, you have a call.
Hello, this is Chris.
Hi, it's Jim Parr.
Yes, hi.
I think you missed a hard drive.
Which one?
Well, it's the one in the office room where the door to the inside-outside is. It was over by the wall.
Oh.
You know, there were
Okay.
several computers.
So I got all.
Anyway,
I got. Go ahead.
There were 6 devices, and I got 5 hard drives.
Oh, okay. Well, I can come by later, probably today. Are you gonna be around before 5?
Yeah, if I'm going to run an errand about 3, it's going to take an hour.
All right. Why don't you call me when you're done with that, and I'll make sure I'm available.
Say it again.
Call me when you're done, and I'll make myself available.
Okay. All right, it'll be 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I'll call you.
All right.
Sort it out.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you, Chris.
Thanks. No problem. Bye.
Bye.
Set up
Alrighty.
the device using a screen reader. Turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter.
Alrighty.
Accessibility features.
United States. All right. So here is where it's about to ask us to get on. Well, let's see if the driver for Ethernet even shows up. Okay, yeah. So it really wants us to get online before we can hit next. You see how that next is gray? That is basically implying what they want is for us to be able to log into Microsoft. But if I'm the IT guy, I shouldn't have to ask the customer what their password is for that. So I'm going to plug in the Ethernet. You don't need to see me do that on camera. There, connected, and then I'm going to say next, and then I'm going to disconnect the Ethernet so it doesn't force me into the Microsoft account. So, I don't know if that's actually a bug. It seems like it's more of a feature because it seems like a stupid thing for Microsoft to oversee. Wow. Alright, so now our customer's name is Tom. Gonna hit next. We're not gonna add a password for now. And we're gonna do next, leave everything checked. Customer can uncheck that later if they want. I'm also gonna meet with this customer, stand next to them and make sure that they know what's going on. Getting things ready. This might take a few minutes. not turn off your PC. So what you basically saw is a brand new vanilla copy of Windows being installed on a brand new XPS 15. We're less than 5 minutes from done. If you want me to answer your technical questions, I invite you to show up and say hi. Say hi in the chat. Give me a phone call if you have questions. That's pretty much all I've got for you today. Almost there. Please keep your PC on and plugged in. If you've never been here before, I'm just installing Windows on a brand new XPS 15. Relatively easy, straightforward thing to do. This is an Intel machine, but the other day I had someone come in on an ARM piece of hardware. What a hassle. Microsoft doesn't make it very easy. That's a different video. Unfortunately, it took us a while to figure it out, so it wasn't practical to film it. So I'm going to talk to that customer again and see if he can give me a rundown of how he got it done. But it took us hours of research on getting it to go. But there we go. We got a Windows installation that's now done, and now we're going to plug it back in now that we got a local account. I'm going to get this, you know what, let's see if the Wi-Fi driver is installed here. I'm not sure, I'd be surprised. Oh yes, okay, so by default, the Wi-Fi driver is already included. I would not be surprised if that wasn't the case. Add on to our Wi-Fi connection, type our password. There we go, we're online, and then we just do all the updates. Now this is going to accommodate most of, let's see here, Windows updates. This touch driver is not installed yet. Let's see, Windows update. There we go. So these updates should accommodate 90% of the drivers. If any drivers are missing, I'm actually going to go to Dell's website and install their utility to do its own self-scan, and then it will accommodate any BIOS updates or driver updates that might be missing otherwise. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to offer today. 855-434-8787. That's a nice quick 18-minute video of me doing a Windows install. Just do these updates and then go to Dell.com. Install the utility that does a scan for the hardware, just to make sure, even if Device Manager shows that all the drivers are installed, it won't necessarily be that all the drivers are installed. So if you go to Device Manager, this is what I'm talking about. So these little drivers here indicating some of the drivers are missing, even if these fill in and look like they've been populated, yes, a lot of the drivers have been installed. That's literally what we're watching happening right now. But you do want to go to Dell.com and make sure that Microsoft didn't miss any drivers that you might want. You'd be surprised how often the camera driver might not be included. The touch sensor for the keyboard might not be included because the power button and the touch sensor are also now a touch button that's a separate driver than the keyboard driver. So make sure your hardware vendor does a scan on this exact hardware to make sure you're not missing any drivers. I've learned that lesson the hard way also. 855-434-8787. Show up in the YouTube chat if I'm not here. I'm getting paid to be somewhere else. I try to do this on a schedule of, well, originally 3 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at around 10 a.m. But I haven't been able to commit to that schedule because obviously if someone's paying me to be somewhere else, that's where I'm going to go. That's about it for the day. 855-434-8787. All right.